And we're back. It is a Two-Hole A-Daz podcast. Jason right here.
Justin right there. Mahi Live. That guy was a great interview last week. Love that guy.
That was a lot of fun. Think of Me was a track that we had to revisit. Like that song. That's a catchy too.
Yep. Getting some airplay right here at FM 100.
Mahi.live is how you can find him online. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Mahi.
Yep. Anyway, awesome. Let's go. Let's debate.
That's what I was going to say. Back to it. We're going to talk. We're not doing any of that. What we're going to do is we're going to debate. We are going to discuss the merits.
That's a very interesting way of
we're going to discuss the merits of the old Kailua Drive-In versus the old Cam Drive-In. Now, if you are of a certain age, you should remember the Kailua Drive-In and the Cam Drive-In. I mean, these were iconic places that generations.
Does that sign say opening soon?
That's what it says right now. If you're watching the podcast online, we've got a website up that's sharing a picture of when the Kailua Drive-In was being built. This is all the way back in 1965. The original Kailua Drive-In opened May 12th, 1965, showing Sean Connery in Goldfinger and Jerry Lewis in The Patsy. Those were the two opening movies back then.
Sean Connery still kicking too. Still kicking.
The screen was 140 feet wide by 85 feet tall. I remember going there. Like, I grew up in Kailua. I grew up in Channel Lake. So if you know where Les Jardins is now, if you know where the Kailua dump is, that's no, seriously, the Kailua dump. That's where it is. The refuse station. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Growing up, it was called Dump Road. You go to Dump Road, and there was the drive-in was right there. But that was back when you would drive in, and they'd have the speakers on the cable, and we'd be in the Vanagon, the VW Vanagon, and you'd hook it to the window, and you'd sit there and make sure you got out, got your popcorn. But it was the quintessential drive-in experience back there.
Okay, so I definitely have not been to Kailua Drive-In.
What about Drive-In?
No, I've been to Cam Drive-In, but I wanted to know one thing about Kailua Drive-In.
Yeah.
Did they have one big screen or two screens?
One big screen.
One big screen. See, now wait. Cam Drive-In, which is the drive-in that I'm more familiar about, they actually had two one would face the other way, one face the other way. You can kind of see it now. What used to be, there's a big the stand that it was on. It's still there. Just a lot of
opened in
cars.
1962 with Doris Day in the movie Lover Come Back and The Right Approach. Now,
oh yeah, of course I know that. I've seen that. That's a long time.
Like you said, they turned it into two screens in the 1970s and Consolidated Theaters, the same company that's here today. They were the ones that operated it all the way until 1998. That's when they shut it down. And then I was sitting there going, well, why don't they reopen Cam Drive-In? Well, they tore the screens down in 2001, so there's not even any screens there.
That is right. And I one thing I do remember about the Cam Drive-In is that the concession would smell like fish because that's where they sold the fish for the swap meet. That's why.
But I also remember going to Cam Drive-In and they had awesome candy in there. Like that was always the cool thing about it. You walk in.
Dude, you were like, how old were you at that time? I was
growing up, so
can you tell me a bad candy growing up? I don't think is that even possible. Having a bad candy growing up.
Ask my kid. You're right. Ask my kid. There's no such.
I was like, maybe the only debatable candy growing up was Violet Crumble. Debatable.
Violet Crumble was solid. What are you talking about?
What? Wow.
That's a whole nother debate. But anyways. It's pretty obvious where we fall. If you had a chance right now, you'd probably go to Cam Drive-In. I know I would go to Kailua Drive-In in a minute. And I just think they carved it into the side of the mountain over there in Kailua. Just that was a fantastic experience growing up.
What do you think it was a staple in the Kailua community back then?
Absolutely. If you grew up in Kailua in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you most definitely went to Kailua Drive-In. Now, I mean, think about it. That was how you went. That and the theaters at Holiday Mart back in the day.
Interesting. Yeah, because like in Pro City, we would always smuggle in the grinds. Guaranteed. Bucket chicken, musubis of the yin yang.
Yep.
I mean, you can smuggle it now into the regular theaters, but you can't smuggle buckets of chicken inside that. And now I'm thinking back at it, how cost effective that was. You know what I mean? Like we go to the movies now, a family of 4 like me, it's easy $75 for tickets, popcorn, and all of that. Drive-in theaters, you could load up the van. Everybody was coming in.
Yep.
Cost effective.
Well, not even just with food. You could load up the car with more people than you need to pay.
Right, exactly. Everybody would just jump in a van. What, 7, 8 people?
The same thing. Talking about saving money, a bunch of senior citizens saved money this past week at Foodland. You know how because of coronavirus, they're doing those Kapuna shopping days, right? Where if you're
Kapuna hours.
Yeah, you can go and do your shopping before everybody else. So this past week at Foodland, I don't know which one. I think it might have been all of them, but
all stores,
all Foodlands. Okay, so an anonymous donor stepped up and said, "You know what? I'm going to pay for everyone's groceries," and all the seniors that showed up got their groceries for free
on his tab.
Amazing.
And I think what the best part is, it's anonymous and they're not seeking fame, or I'm not walking around with my camera and showing everybody and doing this. It's just, hey, my name is John Doe. And you know what? Whatever it is today, it's on me.
And that is a definite feel-good story. And I've got another feel-good story for you. It just goes in a completely different direction. Remember, we talked about Korean sports.
What is that?
Sports in South Korea. And South Korean baseball was getting off the ground, but they're trying to get soccer going again in South Korea. And they're doing a kind of interesting way of drumming up support for their football clubs.
Yeah, they look lifelike. Those, you got to be watching. Please, again, get onto our televised YouTube episode of this, and you can see what we're looking at. And it's, it's hilarious. If you remove the mask, how surprised they probably be.
Oh, this is crazy. Back on May 17th, they put in a bunch of mannequins into a South Korean football stadium, right? But some of the mannequins are what you would call pleasure devices for adults, aka sex dolls.
There you go. I was waiting for you to give in and say what they really are.
So they put sex dolls into the stands, and you know what happened? They got fined for it. South Korea's FC Seoul was fined more than $80,000. They were fined 100 million won for using the life-size sex dolls to help fill empty seats at the Seoul World Cup Stadium earlier this month. So they got in trouble for it.
Well, at least according to that picture, they are practicing social distancing and wearing masks. So, shouts out to Seoul FC for keeping it real. Now, what on the ranking of sports that really need to come back so you can watch? Where is soccer on there for you?
I'm not even thinking about it.
Oh, come on!
Baseball. I'm still trying to wait for the crybabies in Major League Baseball to get over the fact that they're not going to get paid what they expect and get their asses onto the diamond and start playing some baseball.
Baseball, where would we be right now? We'd be sort of in the beginning of the regular season. Basketball is almost supposed to be playoff time right now for basketball.
No, I feel bad for basketball fans, but at the same time, I wouldn't watch until the playoffs anyways. It's just baseball to me, that it's part of the changing of the seasons. It's part of the year, the way that the year goes by, right? At some point, I expect to be able to watch baseball in the afternoon. I'm kind of salty that
you are a different breed of fan, because if I know you well, you will watch all 182 games of the baseball season.
Yeah, but I'm also not I'm not as an invested fan. You know what I mean? Like, for me, baseball is something that you turn on and you leave on and you watch it and you keep following it. It's not something you just stop doing everything else. It's kind of something that's in the background. You know what I mean? And that's why.
Interesting.
Is that especially here in Hawaii, with the way that the time differences, I know that at a certain time of the afternoon, I can go watch a baseball game. You know what I mean? It's just, you can start planning your day around it.
Well, I can't wait for soccer. Well, I know there's playing soccer in a couple countries. Germany's starting up, so I'm excited.
Back. They're trying to come back. That's the thing, is like the problem is some of the players don't want to come back, right? They still think
I don't blame them at all. Everybody got their own views. I don't know how they can find the happy medium between management and the players. I don't know where the medium is going to be until they find some kind of cure.
It's going to be interesting to find how this plays out. Before we go, did want to touch on one more thing. When you're listening to this podcast and maybe watching it on Facebook as well, it is Memorial Day. And
Oh, that's right.
You're a state employee, so you're getting Memorial Day off, right?
Every holiday you can think of, baby. Ring that bell. Essentially working.
Because for me, I don't get Monday off. I don't get Memorial Day off. I will still be working on Memorial Day, but if you get the day off, I hope you enjoy it. So it sounds like you're going to have the day off. I hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day, J.I.R.A.
I will try my best to live for you.
And
on my couch,
sure
watching Korean baseball, Korean soccer.
Make sure, folks, you get over to the website this week.
Yes.
We're going to announce the winner on next week's show, but actually, no, it's just to hawaiidads.com. Don't do the www right now.
Who says that anymore?
We're going to have technical difficulties. I gotta change the settings on the website. So go to hawaiidads.com and make sure you get signed up for our
Sign up
Dads and Detail Garage coronavirus stimulus giveaway package. We got those hand
sanitizer trio, hand sanitizer trio pack for you guys. Very popular. So, and they donated, so looking forward to it.
Shout out to Detail Garage. Don't worry, if you have our original stimulus giveaway, you can enter this one. You can do all the giveaways. So go back to the website and sign up again. Justin.
Great point. Jason.
Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. We need to touch physically soon.
Make sure you wash your hands.
Always. Only my right hand.
All righty. We'll see you guys next time right here on the Hawaii Dads Podcast. Get in.
Shoots. Love you.